Welcome back. As many of you know, we have had our 2019 F350 Powerstroke for about 2 years now. And overall it's been a pretty good truck, but the other day I was out kicking tires and came across a deal and I decided they'd give me a good trade-in and might as well try something new. So Kara's picking it up right now and on her way home. She hadn't seen it yet, but I guess we'll see what she thinks of it as well. I know a lot of you are Ford guys or Chevy guys, well, GM Chevy, or Ram guys, but for us it's whatever we kind of like at the time. I think that some of us miss out on opportunities because we're so brand loyal that we don't try out other things. So we're not brand loyal people, and looked at kind of all the different ones that are out right now for 2021 to make our decision. All right, here it coming. Here it is. This is our new tow vehicle. Our 2021 Chevrolet 3500 High Country. Hey, Kara.
Hey.
So what do you think?
Isn't it gorgeous?
It's nice, huh?
Yeah. Not expecting this when I got up this morning, but I'll take it.
All right, well, this is it. Let's give them a walk around, huh?
Sure.
One of the reasons, well, not one, but a lot of the reasons we decided to switch over to the Chev is they changed everything I disliked on the 2019s. When we were buying our F350, there were so many things on the 2019 and those years of Chevy trucks I just disliked. I thought they'd fallen way behind the curve from Ram or from Ford. And with the new redesign, they got rid of all of those things. First thing, they put in a much larger back seat. They extended it. It has as much, or at least it feels equal once you're in it, to what the Ford has. It is a huge improvement. Some of the things that they changed in this rear back seat area from the 2019s, they increased the legroom, but they also put in decent rear seats that have a full headrest that actually come up all the way. The 2019s ended about here and had this little dinky headrest that if you sat in the back, it was like this for everybody, and it just was uncomfortable and pointless. I mean, if you're going to make a four-door truck, put in decent seats, and they finally did. Also, I don't know why, but in 2010 or 2008 or sometime, they stopped putting air vents back here, and they finally put the air vents in. Putting in the air vents makes it so much more comfortable, especially in the summer, to get some cold air back here. Instead of just sitting back here with trying to get the air to force back, and it just doesn't work. So they put in some air vents for those people back here to actually feel comfortable. Being that it's the High Country, it also came with heated seats back here. So, not that we have people with us a lot, and that's not the biggest deal for us, but it is nice to be able to turn on some heated seats for people. On these rear seats, so for some extra storage, they have this little cubby hole here. I don't know how useful it's really going to be, but, you know, storage is storage. Maybe throw a pair of gloves or something, you know. Back here, typical armrest, cup holders. 2 cup holders here as well for those sitting in the back. And an additional little storage bin here. But let's look under the seat as well. to show you the storage there. The underseat storage, not the best. It's a little bit smaller than what we had with the Ford, and it's significantly less than what we had with the Dodge. Kara still misses the Ram's storage. That 2015 Ram had really good backseat storage. But there's a little bit of room back here to put a first aid kit, some jumper cables, a blanket, you know, tie downs, those sort of things. Along with the underseat storage, the seats actually hang over quite a bit. So that gives you quite a bit of room to put a coat or a jacket or some boots or whatever. If you're going out sledding or something of that nature. It also has a basically flat floor back here, so the person in the middle doesn't have their feet clear up on a hump, which is a nice feature that we really liked on our Ford. Chevy and GM in 2020 really upped the capacities for their trucks. The engine horsepower torque are basically the same. It's like 9 something torque and 4 something horsepower, which very similar to what our Ford had, but they did increase our payload capacity and towing numbers from what the 2019s had. So this truck, and it's great, they have it right here so easy to see. The towing numbers for it has a payload of 3709, which is 200 pounds more than what our Ford had even. So it does give us a little bit of extra carrying capacity now that we have anything that heavy yet. Right here it gives us all of our gross vehicle weight rating. So our gross vehicle weight rating for this truck is 12,100 pounds. The gross combined weight rating is 29,700. That's a lot of weight with this and a trailer. That's big. Our RG AWR is 7250. Curb weight on this truck is 8391. And max payload is 3709, as I stated before. So the capabilities on this truck are greatly improved, and so that's a nice added benefit. One thing that we loved on our Ford was its mirrors, and it seems like these mirrors are very similar. Maybe not quite as good, but pretty dang close to as nice as the Ford's mirrors. They have auto extend and retract, and they fold in and all that sort of stuff. So it makes it really nice for towing our fifth wheel. So we can actually get those mirrors out there and see around the trailers as well as possible. One thing I liked on the High Country is they changed the grille. The LTZ's grille says Chevrolet right here, and I just didn't like it. To me, even though I really like the first generation Dodges, I think that's what they were going for, or maybe like a 70s Chevy look. I didn't like it. But with the bow tie here and this grille, I really like the front end on this truck. It's weird to say that one thing like a grille made such a difference for me. And that's really one of the major reasons we jumped up to the High Country. Besides, it wasn't that much more, was just I liked the grille a lot better. It has the painted bumper. This is the iridescent white, so it has some sparkle to it, which really makes it stand out. So it doesn't look like a work truck. Sometimes you get those white trucks and they just look like a work truck, and I think this white makes it look a little bit better. I love the hood scoop right up front. Gives it kind of a little bit of a tougher look. And full LED headlights that I guess we'll have to test out and see how bright they are. But obviously it's really bright outside right now, so it doesn't do any good to turn those on.
Something that I noticed first thing when I opened the door are the automatic steps. Our 2015 Ram had these steps, and I love them. Love them. They're really nice that they come in and out as you need them. Of course, here in the winter we get lots of snow and sludge, so they're nice and tucked away so they're not icy and messy when you do need them to get in and out of the vehicle.
Plus you're short, so it helps you out.
Well, that's a given. So stepping up inside the cab here, you can see that it's full leather, which is super nice. I could tell right away, just feeling it, looking at it, it's a very nice quality of leather. There's lots of different stitching that makes it very ornate. There's various different colors, two tones with it, but we went with the classic black on black.
So there's tons of buttons and gizmos and doodads and all sorts of stuff. It does have heated and cooled seats. It has the heated steering wheel. Little button right here. Heated steering wheel, all these controls here. And it has the heads-up dash display. So it shows miles per hour up there on the windshield. It's going to take a little bit of time to get used to that. Then up here is not a regular mirror. It is a camera. So that is just the camera out the back. And this thing has cameras everywhere, which has kind of became standard for most higher end trucks, all the camera packages, but this has more than our last truck had for sure. So for the cameras, we have front and back and sky view on the rear, and somehow front in front of the truck, and down the sides, more down the sides, more down the sides, still down the sides. It has the in bed right there, that way when we're hooking on the fifth wheel we can see it. Zoom in on the ball for when backing up onto a tongue hitch.
And I think once you initially get your trailer on,
it does have a package that can hook up to a backup camera on your trailer that makes your trailer invisible.
Yeah, that's what this one is.
But I do not have, I didn't pay for those yet. And I don't know if I will.
So you have your standard screen, which is very nice. It's got the Apple Play connection, and you can program phones to go with the connection. Other features on this, gosh, there's so many. Of course, there's the trailering option that goes with your package if you're part of that. Checklist, different trailers you can plug in, and of course settings, things like that. Climate control, which is on the screen or down below with all the buttons. It's nice to have, you know, just right at hand, your controls. So coming down below the main screen are our comfort settings, dual heat and cool, which is very nice for me. Heat and cool seat buttons there. And then there's this whole row of just other buttons. First one is the exhaust brake. We have lane departure. So if you're getting outside your lane, it'll buzz in your seat. You have parking warning, the tailgate feature that push the button, it goes up and down all on its own. Of course, your hazards right there in the middle. We have our traction control on off if you want to do that. We're guessing this is like a power source button to use those functionalities. Descent, so if you're going down a hill, there's the descent. There's also this one, which we're not sure about. We're going to have to get our manual and read about that one. So even farther down, we have kind of our power console here. We have our trailer brake, which is very nice to have that function right there that Jesse can just quickly push up, push down. So standard USB, the round cigarette lighter, the traditional power cord, so various different power settings there. So even farther down here in the, we call it the catch-all drawer, is a wireless phone charging station. Also, you know, just a place to keep your key fob when you're traveling. And of course the 2 cup holders right here as well. So going into our center console here, we have a nice little, I guess, little phone, catch-all phone place right there. It's got a very nice little grip pad in it. Opening this up here, I've kind of already stashed whatever was in the Ford into here. You can see a big old bottomless pit as well.
Another thing I really like on this truck is the sound. The best sounding diesel, of course, is the Cummins that the Rams have, but I would say this is a close second. I like the way this sounds way more than my Ford. Not too loud. I mean, You could still pull up to a drive-through window and make an order, but just enough. This has the new 10-speed Allison transmission. And when I was driving it around yesterday at the dealership, it's crazy. You don't even feel it shift at all. It just smoothed down the road, and it's way quieter inside than our Ford was. So for some reason, our Ford put out a whole bunch of road noise as the years went on. This comes with the fancy, expensive tailgate that I hope I don't ever have to replace. Luckily, it's not like the GMC where it comes down and makes a step that hits on your hitch down here. But you just press the button and it lowers itself down. And then press the button and it raises itself back up. One thing I can see that'll be nice with this is when I'm backing up to hook on the fifth wheel, I don't have to get out, drop the tailgate, get back in, because I always get backing up and then realize the tailgate's up. So I can just flip the little switch inside, drop the tailgate, get underneath, put the tailgate back up. So hopefully it's handy, or maybe it's something that I'll miss just having a regular lever and is what it is. But I just know I don't ever want to have to replace this thing, because I am sure this isn't cheap. It did come with the fully lined bed, which we had in our last truck and loved, so it was nice that this came with it as well. Factory installed puck system, which is great. I would recommend them with Ram, Ford, GM products, whatever. It's perfect to have those pucks in. Put your hitch in, take your hitch out, simple. It's pre-wired here for our fifth wheel, and for another, I don't know why you'd need this. If you have a fifth wheel, you have a 7-prong plug, but you also have the 4-prong here. I don't know why you'd hook in that, but it has bed lights in it. It doesn't have as many tie downs as our Ford had, which I'm probably going to miss. It does have these hooks built in, so that gives you some spots, but I really like those that were kind of built into that track up on the side. But can't have everything. Right down here have our 7-prong, and we have our plug-ins for the camera systems. So if you want that invisible trailer thing that you see on the commercials, here's the plug-ins. But I'm not seeing a 4-prong plug. There's one in the bed of the truck, but not one here, which lots of small trailers that we tow have just that little 4-prong plug. So I guess I'll just have to keep my little adapter thing in here, but it would have been nice to have a 4-prong here. That's weird that they don't have one. Well, there you go. That's our first impressions of our new truck, and we will keep you up to date on our feelings towards it and if it has problems or not, overall reliability, anything like that, because we want to be as transparent as possible, just like we were with Ford and just like we were with the Ram. I know a lot of channels, they might go get a test drive on one or whatever, but this is going to be real world ownership and what we think of it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. It really helps us out. And as always, enjoy your weekend. Thanks.